Hello everyone, welcome to The Old Man and the Read. My name is Jerry. Today I'm beginning, this will be my first video of a new book channel, or booktube channel I'm doing that is titled The Old Man and the Read. And I'm the old man in case you hadn't guessed. My first bunch of videos will be focused mostly on literary awards. I've over the last several years managed to read quite a number of award winners, and I thought that this would make a good series of videos. My obsession with the literary awards began with the Nobel Prize. And I've had set a goal to read at least one book by each of the Nobel Prize winners, and eventually I was able to do that. And most of them, or many of them, I've read multiple books, and some of them just about everything those particular writers wrote. So I'll be doing videos on several literary awards. There's actually two types of awards given. Like the Nobel, it's given to a single writer for a body of work, so lifetime achievement. And of those awards that I will be doing reviews on is the Nobel Prize, then the Neustadt International Prize, Franz Kafka Prize, the America Award, and Dos Pesos Prize. Now, most of those I've read just about all of the authors. There's a few that don't have any translations available, so I haven't been able to actually read them. Then the other type of award are the yearly annual award given for one single book, and of those I'll be doing the Pulitzer Prize, the National Book Award, the Booker Prize, the Penn Faulkner Award, and the National Book Critics Circle. Just about all of those I've read all of the winning books, and I've read quite a number of the finalists in those awards also. So I'll be doing videos on those. And some of these awards are going to take multiple videos to do because there's just so many books in them that I've read. So this first video, I'm going to start with the Franz Kafka Award. The reason I'm starting is a fairly recent award and a little smaller than the others I've done, and so it won't require quite so many books and give me a good starting point. I'm going to just be showing the books themselves that I've read from each of these writers, and later my plans are to make videos of individual writers and their books, and I'll discuss the books in those. So with that I'll begin. And the Franz Kafka Award is given to a writer for a body of work, so I'll be showing the writers I've read and the books of those writers. So first winner was in 2001. It was a very well-known American U.S. writer, Philip Roth, and he wrote novel and short story. And the first one I have is American Pastoral. Sabbath's Theater. Operation Shylock, A Confession. Every Man. I Married a Communist. Goodbye, Columbus. The Ghost Writer. Anatomy Lesson. Indignation. Nemesis. Portnoy's Complaint. The Humbling. And finally, the last of Philip Roth's books I've read is The Plot Against America. Okay. Then, in 2002, is a writer I had never heard of until I started doing these literary awards, and that's Ivan Klima of the Czech Republic. And I should mention this Franz Kafka Award is based out of Prague, Czech Republic. So Ivan Klima, of Czech Republic, and he wrote novel and drama. And I've read a few of his books. The first is Judge on Trial. Then My Merry Mornings. My Golden Tales. My First Loves. And No Saints or Angels. And that's everything I've read from Klima. In 2003, the winner was Peter Nadas of Hungary. He wrote drama, essay, and novel, and I read basically 2.5 books. I can explain that. The first is The End of a Family Story. The second is A Book of Memories, fairly good-sized book. And then finally, even a larger book. This book is enormous. It's got about over 1,100 pages. I think like 1,144 or something like that. Parallel stories. And I've only got maybe 400 pages into it. I'm doing it in small bits because it's just way too much to read in one go. In 2004, the winner was Alfred Jelinek of Austria, and she wrote novel and poetry. And I've only read 2 of her books. The first is Greed, and the other book is Wonderful, Wonderful Times. In 2005, the winner was Harold Pinter of the UK. He wrote drama, and I've just read one small play by him, The Homecoming. In 2006, the winner was a writer I'd already read quite a few books of, Haruki Murakami of Japan, and he wrote novel and short story. And of what I've read is The Wind-Up Bird Chronicles, The Elephant Vanishes, A Wild Sheep Chase. This is just a little tiny book I purchased online. I didn't even realize how small it was. It's called Birthday Girl. It's really not much more than a short story, if even that. it took maybe half an hour to read. Next is Sputnik Sweetheart. And Kafka on the Shore. This is 2 books in one, Wind and Pinball. And finally, the last book I have of Haruki Murakami that I read is 1Q84. Then in 2007, the winner was Yves Bonnefoy of France. He wrote poetry, and I've just read one book of poetry by him, The Curved Planks. In 2008, the winner was Ernest Lustig of Czech Republic. He wrote novel and short story, and I've read Dita Saksova, Night and Hope, A Prayer for Katerina Horovitsova, and finally Lovely Green Eyes. That's everything from Lustig. In 2009, the winner was Peter Hadke of Austria. He wrote novel and poetry and short story, but I've just read one small little book by him, The Goalie's Anxiety at the Penalty Kick. And I have to admit, I'm not a real big fan of his work, so that's all I've read. In 2010, the winner was Václav Havel of Czech Republic. He wrote poetry and drama and essay. And he was a well-known writer, but then he became president of what was then Czechoslovakia, and then was the president when it became the Czech Republic. So I've just read the one book, but this is a kind of an autobiography of that period of time with a little bit more added to the book, but To the Castle and Back. Next is John, in 2011, John Banville of Ireland, wrote novel and short story, a writer I really enjoy reading, and I've got a few of his. The Book of Evidence, Shroud, The Untouchable, Kepler, The Infinities, The Sea, Ghosts, and the last of his books, April in Spain. But just a wonderful writer. In 2012, the winner was Daniela Hadrova of Czech Republic. She wrote novel, and I've only managed to find one small little book of hers that's been translated, so that's all I've read, and that's Prague, I See a City. In 2013, the winner was Amos Oz of Israel. He wrote novel and short story, and I've read a few of his. Panther in the Basement, Don't Call It Night, Suddenly in the Depth of the Forest, A Perfect Peace, and the last of his books, A Tale of Love and Darkness. Then in 2014, the winner was Jan Lienke of China. He wrote novel and short stories, and I've just read 2 of his books. Dream of Ding's Village and The Years, Months, Days. In 2015, the winner was Eduardo Mendoza of Spain. He wrote novels, short stories, and I've just read 1 book by him, An Englishman in Madrid. In 2016, is an author, one of the authors I discovered just from doing these, reading the Nobel or the award winners. And this is a writer who I really love his work. He's Claudio Magris from Italy, and he wrote essay, novels, short stories, and I've read a few of his books. It looks like maybe 5. Journeying, Danube, Blindly, Blameless, and Microcosms. Next, in 2017, is a writer I'd read quite a bit of before I started doing the literary awards, and very well-known writer, Margaret Atwood from Canada. She wrote poetry, short story, and novel, and so I'll go through the list of books I have from her. Alias Grace, Bluebeard's Egg, The Tent, Oryx and Crake, The Blind Assassin, Hagseed, Cat's Eye, The Robber Bride, The Year of the Flood, Stone Mattress, The Heart Goes Last, Mad Adam, The Testaments, and finally her probably best known book, The Handmaid's Tale. And that's everything from Margaret Atwood. Then in 2018, the winner was Ivan Wernich from Czech Republic. He wrote poetry, and I just read 1 book by him, In the Puppet's Garden. In 2019, the winner was Pierre Michon of France. He wrote novel and short story, and he's another one of the writers that I discovered through doing these these award winners, and really love his work. He's quite good. Of the books I've read, Winter Mythologies and Abbots, The Origin of the World, Masters and Servants, The 11, and Small Lives. Then in 2020, the winner was Milan Kundera it's listed as France, Czech Republic here. He wrote novel and short story, and I've only read 2 of his books, Slowness, and probably the one he's really known for, The Unbearable Lightness of Being. And that pretty much concludes the Franz Kafka Awards. In 2021, the winner is Ivan Klima of the Czech Republic, and I have not been able to locate any translations by him. And then 2022, where most of these videos are going to end, there isn't even a winner listed on my site. So so that's the end of this video. I want to thank you for watching. I probably will, my next videos will be, I'll start with the Nobel Prize, because that's what started my whole literary award quest. And there's an enormous number of books in that. It's going to be broken into several different videos. So I want to thank you for watching, and hopefully you'll watch some of my other videos. Thanks.